This is some information about tree bark repair tape. There's no sticky residue on it. It fuses bonds to itself, kind of like an ace bandage would do if you put on a sprained leg. Only thing better is the tape actually fuses to itself, meaning like kind of melts together, and it'll stay on a tree for such a long time. I've had it on my trees over a year already when they were really bad. I've been growing and planting trees for over 30 years, and I recently had bought 47 trees, and 6 of them were really damaged bad by deer, their horns rubbing on them. And I wrapped the trees, and the one was real bad. I left the tape on over a year because it's not going to fall off. It's not like masking tape or packing tape or something like that with a sticky residue on. When the rain gets on it, it just washes off. There's nothing like that at all. And it also is a deterrent that once the deer see that that's on there, for some reason they just don't like rubbing it anymore, and it repels bugs getting in from the open bark missing into the tree, because I guess the chemicals the bugs don't like either. But it doesn't harm the tree at all. I've heard such ridiculous stuff already that it makes the tree sweat or something. What it does is it covers up where the bark's missing, replacing the bark kinda. And in time, I can't say how many months, depending on growing environments, what kind of tree it is, but eventually it will get like a sheen behind it, the tape, months down the road. And that's the first start as it's pulling the bark back together and closing up the gap where the bark's missing from a weed whacker or a rabbit or whatever uh, takes the bark off. And that sheen, if you feel it, I've felt it at different times with my hand already. It's almost like somebody shellacked a tree, dipped in shellac, and then when the shellac dried, it kind of feels like that. But by then, it's already vapor sealed that because the tape left it heal. And another thing, don't be in such a hurry to worry about your tree. I mean, I've had a tree I thought was dead all year long, and I thought I didn't get it in time or it was too bad. Come the very next year, when spring came, it turned green again. I couldn't believe it. So, just keep in mind there's trees on Earth right now that are over 5,000 years old. So trees grow very slow. They heal even slower. So don't judge a tree's time with what you know is of time. But, if you don't do anything to the tree when it's all torn up, you can be pretty sure it's dying. But with the tape on it, it keeps the minerals, the food and minerals, which is water, and the minerals going up to the leaves and branches to keep it alive. Because if the bark's missing, it dries out there in that area where the bark's missing, and then it dries out more and more and more. And another thing I found growing trees on a tree farm here, that if you fertilize a tree around and a deer attacks it, with its horns rubbing on, especially in rutting season, that just when you fertilize that tree, it even brings it's like a dog out sniffing another dog when you're taking it for a walk. Well, the same with the deer. It smells that scent of that, and it wants to attack that tree. So when it comes time that deer are rutting or you're already having a problem with deer, don't be fertilizing that tree. If you do, use a liquid fertilizer that goes around the tree, the water washes it out, and it's gone. Because if that scent stays there for a long time, like a cube you might put in the ground or something like that, the deer are going to smell that and call that a challenge. And then they're going to come at your tree. Generally, what happens after you tape the tree, they don't bother the tree anymore. They go on and find themselves another tree, which is generally off your property. But remember, if you do nothing, your tree's dying. At least using the tape, you got a shot. And the tape's 1 inch wide, and I sell rolls from 15 to 18 feet. They're always at least 15 feet. But sometimes we get rolls in, we'll have an extra 3 feet on each one of them. We just go ahead and give it for the same price. All right, thank you for listening. If you have any questions, email me, and email me personally to my email on Amazon or eBay, because we've sold over 1,000 on rolls on Amazon, and we're into the hundreds sold on eBay. I have 100% listing on eBay and a 4.5 star rating on Amazon. Thank you. Any questions, email me.